Okay, so first part of the 8085 we are completed the architecture of 8085. Then next part of this 8085 is pin diagram of 8085. Pin diagram of 8085. At the time of the oral examination, at the time of the online examination, you must know the function of each and every pin. You must know the function of each and every pin is there. Okay, must know the function of the each and every pin is there. So first you know that how many pins are there in 8085. This is the 40 pin IC. You must know two things must be remember. First thing is 8085 is 8-bit microprocessor, and second thing you must remember that it is the 40 pin IC. It is a 40 pin IC is there. It is a 40 pin IC. हे लक्षात ठेवा आपला पिन 40 पिन IC आहे. 40 पिन IC. It is start from 1 to 40. 40 pins आपला 40 pin IC is there. ठीक है. So these are the pins are there. X1, X2 reset. Then this is the address bus is there. A0 to A15 it is the address bus. Okay. Then next is the read write pin is there. Then input output memory. See the remember again one thing is there. If read and in read there is a bar is there. Read bar. Okay, read bar means what? What is the meaning of this read bar is there? What is the meaning of read bar is there? See, this is a read and there is a bar is there. On this top, it is the bar is there. R bar is there. Okay. What is the meaning of R bar is there? RD bar means what? To activate the pin number 32. To activate the pin number 32, we require to give the lower input means zero voltage is given to this 32 pin. Then our pin will be activated means the processor is doing the word of the reading is there. Remember this. This is the RD bar is there. This is the RD bar is there. So remember one thing is that the pin which is having the bar on its top, which is having the bar, this one is bar, then reset in is the bar. Then this bar meaning is that to activate the pin require the 0 volt means what? You have to active low. This pin is called the active low pin is there. Here in 34 pin, there are 34 pin is working, the two functions are there. First function is input output and second function is the memory is there. So what is the meaning of that? When your 32 pin is active high means what? You have to give the 5 volt to supply to the 34 pin, 34 number pin. Then this processor means 8085 is connected to the input output memory. Sorry, it is connected to the input output devices is there. This is the input device there. But if this pin is active low means if you give the 0 volt to the pin number 34, then this M means it is active means our 8085 is connected to the internal memory of your 8085. So remember these things. Input output means when it is active connected to the input output devices when 34 pin is active high, and when 34 pin is active low, it is connected to the where it is connected to the memory. See, at the time of the oral examination, everyone asks what is the meaning of the bar. Your third year students, but don't know the what is the meaning of the bar is that. Bar means again and I am saying bar means this is active low pin. This is active low pins means you have to connect the 0 volt to that pin, then this pin is activated. This is called the active low pin when the pin is contain a bar in your upper side. So you remember this, how many pins are there? Such a pins are interrupt, acknowledgement, read, write, then input memory and reset in are there. These are the pins are there. Okay, you must remember this. Then again we have the two, this is the VCS. VCS means what? You have to give the ground pin is here and VCC is the plus 5 volt is connected to here and ground pin is connected to the VCC. The two pins are there. Then again, these are the two pins are there, X1 and X2. X1 and X2 are the clock pins. Means you have to connect externally clock to the 8085. You have to connect the external clock to the 8085. Why it is called as required? For the calculation purpose. Means for the uh, execution of the instruction purpose, we have to give the clock to the 8085. Where I think you are a digital, you know that the flip flops, D flip flop, JK flip flop. Have you learn this flip flop in your DT subject or digital tech any subject third year students? Have you read the topic of the flip flop is there? Have you read the flip flop? Okay, in flip flop we have to give the clock to there. In flip flop we have to give the clock to there. Here we have to connect the x1 x2 is the external clock is there. We have to connect the external x2 x1 x2 is the external clock is there. So this clock is required for your execution of the instruction which is given in the 8085 is there. Execution of the instruction is given to the 8085 is there. ठीक? Then these are the pins are the these are the pins which is the interrupt pins, reset, trap, 6.5, 5.5. These are the interrupts. How many interrupts are there? One, two, three, four, 5 interrupts and 6 interrupt. This is the interrupt acknowledgement. What is the acknowledgement? This is the active low pin is there. Acknowledgement was what? When you give the interrupt to the 8085, it give the acknowledge that yes, I am working on interrupt is there. So give the acknowledge to the interrupt where from the interrupt is coming is there. Okay, so this is the interrupt is there. Then this is the S1 S0. We are discussing S0 S0 expect this hold HDR the DMA pin is there. So this is the pin diagram of the 40 pin. How to remember the pin? See how to remember the pins are there. 40 pin. See how to remember these all these pins are there. Okay, A0 AD0 to AD7. It is multiplexed data and address bus. It is multiplexed data and address bus means what? You have to connect when 80 is connected, when AL is high, it is act as a address lines, and if it is AL is low, it is act as a this AL pin. If AL is active high, then this 8085 is this AD0 to A7 act as a address bus is there, and if it is active low, then this is act as a it is act as a data bus is there. Okay, then these are the pins are there. Then this is the A to A15. A8 to A15 is the address bus. It is directly only it is A to A15 means it is a higher order address bus, and AD0 to A7 is the lower order address bus. But it is lower order address bus. It acts as a address also and data bus also. See, remember at the time of your online examination, they ask the question is which pin act higher order or lower order address pins act as a multiplexing pins or data pins are there. So you must know that this is the lower order bus AD0 to AD7. It is act as a lower order address bus is there. Okay, so this is the AD0 to AD7. It is as multiplexed pins. When AL is active high, it is act as address bus, and if AL is active low, it is act as a lower order bus. This is the how many pins are there? How many pins are completed? How many? This is the 0 to 15 म्हणजेच this is the 16 pins are there. Okay, this is the 16 pins and one pin is the ALE. Okay, one pin is the ALE is there. Okay, one pin is the ALE. So this is the completion of the 16 pins are there. After that after that we have to go to the trap. Means this is a externally interrupt signals. This is the external interrupt signals are there. How many interrupt signals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this is the trap 2. This is the 5 pins are there. Trap is a non-maskable interrupt. We're discussing briefly non-maskable interrupt. These are the priority of the interrupts. If what is meant by the priority? If two interrupts are come from your outside to the 8085. Suppose one interrupt is from the RST 7.5. At the same time, another interrupt is from the RST 6.5. But our microprocessor is done first RST 7.5 interrupt is there, and after that it will do the work on the RST 6.5 is there. So it check the priority, which priority is first. The 7.5 is the first priority and 6.5 is the second priority is there. Again, trap is not control on the trap is there because it is a non-maskable interrupt. When you are working on the RST 7.5, but if trap interrupt will come, then it will stop the working of the RST 7.5 and it will work on the trap interrupt is there. So it is non-maskable interrupt and it is directly uh, executed by 8085 is there because this is a non-maskable interrupt there. Again is the interrupt acknowledgement. This is the interrupt acknowledgement. What is the meaning of interrupt? From 8085 to outside is given the interrupt acknowledgement. Interrupt acknowledgement means what? The interrupt is given to the 8085. The interrupt is given to the 8085. It is acknowledged from the 8085. Yeah, I'm working on the what interrupt is there. So 8085 give the interrupt signal to them is there. Understood? What is the interrupt is there? Then What is mean by the SOD? We are discussing one by one is there. So one by one we are discuss and go to the previous study. This is the how many interrupts are, this is 5 and one interrupt available. So this is the 6 are there. 6 pin you are discussing. Okay, one by one we are discuss. First is the pin diagram of 802. First is X1, X2. X1, X2 pins is also called the crystal input. Okay, it is also called as a crystal inputs are there. It is also called as a crystal inputs are there. So these the crystal inputs are there, and then your micro generates the clock signal. You have to generate the clock signal by using these two internally to generate the clock signal for the 8085. So these are the first pin, two pins are there, X1 and X2 is there. Next is the reset in and reset out pins. Reset in and reset out pin. The reset in means what? You have to reset all the active low signals. You have to reset all the active low signals are there. You have to reset all the active low signals are there. And it forces the processor to reset itself. Reset होतं म्हणजे काय? What is the meaning of the reset? Reset means it clears the program counter and instruction registers are there. See, it clear the program counter and instruction register is there. Means remove all the data present in program counter and the data is present in instruction register. It is disabling all the interrupts. It disables all the interrupts, but it cannot disable the trap. You must remember these things. Reset in. What is the meaning of the reset? You have to reset all the things which is present in 8085, but it reset also all the interrupts, but it can't reset the trap signals are there. So it can't reset the trap signals are there. So you must remember these things. You can't reset the trap signal. Then disabling the serial input output data is there. Then you have to reset all the bus. It is go to the trusted stage there and gives high and reset out pin is there. Okay. So when reset pin is there, you must hide the reset out pin. Reset in pin is the active low pin. See in diagram. See in diagram. Where is the reset in pin? This is the reset in pin. This is reset pin is goes to the 8085, and reset out pin is comes from the, where is the reset out pin? This is the reset in pin is there, and reset out pin is here is the reset out pin is there. Reset out pin is the come from the 8085. Reset in means what? You have to reset all the data. Means you have to reset the address bus, data bus. Also you have to reset interrupts. Also everything you have to reset, but you can't reset the interrupt, which is the trap interrupt is there. Which is the trap interrupt is there. So this is the pin which is the reset in. Means when reset in is high, sorry, when reset in is low, your reset out must be high. When reset in is low, reset out is high, and when reset out is high, the reset in should be a low is there. So these are the two pins are there. So these are the two pins are there. Okay. So reset in is there means what? You have to reset all. What is the function of the reset in? You have to clear all the program counter. You have to create all the interrupts. You have to clear all the serial input data is there. You have to clear all the data bus and address bus. And so it is the interrupts only. You can't disable the trap interrupts are there. So this is the reset in is there. Okay. Then next is the reset out. Next is the reset out is there. So what is the use of the reset out? Reset out is the peripheral device authorizes circuit output signal. It works on the active high signal. It is very important, active high signal, and that when you active high, your reset in should be a active low is there. Reset in is kept low. Reset. What is the use of the reset out? You have to reset the peripheral devices. Peripheral devices means what? You have to connect, if suppose you have to connect the keypad, if you have to connect the LCD, if you have to connect the DC motor. When you connect all the things to the 8085, you have to reset all the peripheral devices. Means put the value 0 on their values in peripheral devices. So it is called the reset out. Reset in means you have to reset all the data present in 8085, and reset out means you have to reset all the data, means all the connection which is connected to the outside the PC means peripherals. Peripheral devices means what? Which are the peripheral devices? Peripheral devices means definition of peripheral devices means you have to connect the external devices to your microprocessor. It's called the peripheral devices. What are the peripheral devices are? First is the keypad if you have to connect it. If you have to connect the LCD display. If you have to connect the DC motor. These are the external device or external peripheral devices you have to connect it to the 8085 there. So yeah, how if you want to reset all the data, then you have to use the reset out display. Suppose I am displaying query on your LCD display by using the 8085, but I want to stop this query and I'm writing the query in bracket COAP is there. So what we have to do, you have to reset out the pin and then you have to start editing the programming, and then you have to write the program, and then it will come on the display the query COAP is there. So reset means what? You have to reset all the data, means you have to remove the value which is present in your peripheral and internal devices there. Next, the trap pin. You know that what is meant by the trap? Trap means what? See, trap is first you must remember trap is non-masculine trap. It is very important question at the time of your online examination there. Trap is the non-maskable interrupt is there. It can be, it is all among the holidays. It is both in level trigger and edge trigger. Triggering means what? When you're working on the flip flop, you must trigger means what? If you give the trigger anyone, then it will be work is there. If you trigger anyone, it will be work is just like a trigger of your gun is there. If you press the trigger, then bullet will come out of from the gun is there. So trigger means you have to do some work is there. You have to go trigger is there. So for that purpose, it is edge trigger. Edge trigger and level trigger means what? See what is meant by the edge trigger. Suppose this is our this is our square wave. This our square wave is there. In that square wave, in that square wave, if this is trigger is given, this is called the level triggering. And this is a sport signal, it's called the level triggering. This is positive level triggering. This is the negative level triggering. See, this is a positive level triggering, and this is the negative level triggering. Someone understood positive and level and negative level triggering is there. So he what is saying, it both work on edge triggering is level trigger and edge. And what is meant by the edge triggering? This is the edge triggering. This is the edge triggering. What is the meaning of that? Meaning is that when you use the trigger device to your trap signal or any interrupt signal, if it is edge trigger device, edge trigger is clock is given, then it will be activated. If it is given the if it is given to the level triggering, then it will be activated. Means what? You have to activate anything, we have to give something edge trigger or a level trigger is there. So this is the trap signal is there. Next is the RST 7.5. Next is the RST 7.5 is there. It is the second highest priority. First higher, it is not a priority. Trap will be active well. This is the second highest priority is RST 7.5. RST 7.5 is the second highest priority. It is work on the positive edge trigger. There is no need to remember, but you must know what is where is the edge triggering is there. This is a positive edge triggering is there. Next is the RST 6.5. It is a mask. These are the masculine interrupts. Huh? These are the maskable interrupts are there. See, this is also maskable interrupt. This is also maskable interrupt. Only one is the trap is the non-maskable interrupt is there. Then again, which are the instructions required to enable and disable is the we are discussing at a time about the practical. So in programming, EI is the instruction we to enable the interrupt, and DI is the instruction we have to disable the interrupts is there. Next is the fourth highest priority. This is the first higher, second highest priority. This is third highest priority. Fourth highest priority is the 5.5 is there. Okay, this interrupt is similar to the RST 7.5. Then again is the interrupt request is there. It is having a lowest priority. If anybody asks which is the highest priority of the interrupt in 8085 is there. Okay, trap is non-masculine interrupt. It is the highest priority because it is the most highest priority is there. But highest priority is the 7.5 and trap is there. And lowest priority of the interrupt in 8085 is the interrupt request is there. Okay. And then another is the interrupt acknowledgement. What is meant by the interrupt acknowledgement? Interrupt acknowledgement means what? Interrupt stands for the interrupt acknowledgement. It is outgoing. It is outgoing signal. You know that it's come from the 8085 to the outside is there. It is active low. You know that active low means what? Interrupt bar is there, and low output signal should acknowledge the interrupt request. If you give the any request, interrupt request to the 8085, he must be acknowledges there. He must be acknowledged. Acknowledgement is what? Means what? If you ask anything and you have to give the some reaction regarding the input is given to you. Suppose somebody asks you something, and if not given any reaction, then there is no acknowledgement from you. But if you give the reaction which is anybody's talk to you, this is called the acknowledgement. Means what? If anybody any peripheral is gives request interrupt to the 8085, then how can peripheral understand that 8085 is 8085 is uh, you working on the interrupts, yes or no? So for that purpose 8085 give the written acknowledgement to the peripheral device, yeah, you are sending the interrupt is there, I'm working on that interrupt is there. So this acknowledgement is very important when someone give the interrupt to the 8085 is there. So this is the, so just ALE, how ALE is working, I'm asking what is इथे ALE आपण सांगितलं होतं इथं. What is use of the AL is there? What is the use of the AL is there? What is the use of the AL is there? When it is active high, it is act as an address bus, and if it is active low, it is act as a data bus. We are discussing this in the briefly in this point is there ALE. See what is the ALE? What is the ALE? ALE is long form of the ALE is A means address, L means latch, A means enable. Address latch enable signal. Address latch enable signal is there. Okay. So T-state machine cycle we're discussing next point is there. So it enables the lower 8 bits as the address is there. If its value is 1, otherwise data bus is activated. See, T-state machine cycle है. When this is high, means this machine cycle is high, this is the high, then it is act as a address bus. What is meaning of the address bus? Address bus किती develop from AD0 to AD15 are the address bus. Okay, you know that AD0 to AD15 are the address bus. Means what? How many address are there? 16 address, 16-bit address bus is there. But when it is act as data bus, suppose if this AL is high, means this AL is the high, then what will happen? AL is the high, then this is act as a address bus. This is act as a address bus means what? All 16 pin is only transfer the address. All 16 pins 80 to 8 A15, AD0 to A15, or you can say A0 to A15. All the pins only transfer the data when ALE pin is high. ALE pin is high. Or when ALE pin is low, when ALE pin is low, this is out of the program, this will out of the program, it is act only as a data bus. It is act only as a data bus. Which is data bus? This data bus is there. This data bus is there. Okay, you understand? This data bus is there. Means if AL is active high, if AL is active high, then it is act as a address bus. It is act as a address bus. Okay, and if AL is active low, if AL is active low, it is only act as a data bus. It is only act as a data bus. So this is the called the multiplexing, demultiplexing of the 8087. Okay, not demultiplexing, it is multiplexing of the 8085. Multiplexing of 80 to 80 to 87 is there. ठीक है, समझते हैं? हेलो, ठीक. Next point. Next point we are discussing the timing diagram. Just we have discussed the timing diagram. It is very, if you understand the timing diagram, whole program you can understand. If you understand the timing diagram, you can whole program will be understand and how 8085 is working, how 8085 is working. Okay, here this part we will see at the last of this lecture. We will discuss all the pin diagram, then we will go to the how timing diagram will be work is there. Okay, next. See, this is the S0 to S1 pins are there. These are the S0 to S1 pins are there. What is the use of that pin is there? S1 and S0. What is work on that S1 S0? If S1 and S0 are 0 0, it is the act as a halt pin. If S0 is 01, operation is the right pin. If you zone 0, it is read pin, and if it is fetch, you have to give the operation is below. Microprocessor distinguish the various types of operation because depending upon the S1 and S0 pin. S1 and S0 and S1 pins are there. Halt pin, write pin, read pin, and fetch pins are there. Next is the input memory we are discussing is there. See, already we have discussed, but here in word written is there. When it is high, when it is high, address on the address bus for the input output device. Yes, what is the meaning of that? When we are working with the, when we are connecting the input output devices to the 8085, when it is active pin, means input output and memory, if it is active, what happen if it is active? When it is active high, then the address bus, means 8085 address bus, how many 16-bit address bus is work for the input output peripheral device. This address bus are work for the 8085, work for the input output devices which is connected to the 8085. And when it is low, when it is low means active low, or you can say a zero is there, then this address bus is used for the memory which is internal memory of your 8085. हे लक्षात ठेवा. म्हणजे when this pin input output slash memory bar, if this pin is active high, then your address bus of 8085 is connected to the input output memory, which is used by the input output peripherals which is connected to the 8085. And when it is active low, then this address bus, or you can say address bus, is working with the memory of the 8085. So they are giving the combination of these three. ठीक आहे. आता हे दोन आपण काय, what we want to see, if 01 is there, what is 01 is there? If 01 is there, sorry, 01 is there, it is used for the write. Okay, 01 is right, but where we have to write? If input output is 0, then this is the memory write. Understood? If S1 and S0 is 0 and it is a write function, but it is a write function. If it is a write function is there, if it is write function is there, what we have to do? 0 is write function. Where we have to write? We have to write in the memory function. We have to write in the memory function is there. This is the 0, because if it is 0, it is used to the memory function. But when memory function is 1, if memory function is 1, if memory function is 1, and if it is 0, 1 is there. If it is 0, 1, if it is 0, 1, same here 0, 1 is there. Okay, understood? If it is 0, 1 is there, when input output memory is 0 and it is 0, 1, it is for the memory write is there. Okay, and if it is input output is 1 and if it is act as 0, 1, it is act for the input output. It is IOW. I means input output, W means write, MW means memory write is there. Understand? Understand everybody? Next is the 10 is memory read function. 10 is the memory read function. When input output is 0, then it is act for the memory read is there. Same is 10 from the memory read function is there. But if it is 1, it is read from the input output memory device is there. Means when this is the 0, when this is the 0 and it is 10, you have to read the data from the memory. And if it is the 1 and it is 10, you have to read the data from the input output is there. Next function is the 11. 11 is used for the fetch the code. Upcode fetch is there. If it is 11, upcode fetch is there. Okay, if it is 11, upcode fetch is there. If it is 11, upcode fetch is there. Upcode fetch means what? When it is 0, you have to upcode fetch from the memory is there. And if it is 1, it is upcode fetch from the input output device. Upcode fetch from the input output device. Okay. So remember the S1 and S2, S1 and S0 function is there. Understood? The S1 and S0 function are there. If it is 00, you have to read the data, but where you have to read? From the memory is there. If it is 10, you have to write the data. First point is to write the data. If 01, you have to write the data from the memory is there. If it is 10, you have to read the data from the memory is there. Okay. Then another is the upcode fetch is there. Another is the upcode fetch is 11 is the upcode fetch. If it is 0, then it is upcode fetch from the memory is there. And if it is 1, you have to upcode fetch from the, where you have to upcode fetch from the input output devices there. Upcode fetch from the input output devices are there. Okay, you understand everything? This is the function of these three pins. Input output and S1 S0 pins are there, which is connected in your diagram. This is the direct memory access, the DMA signals are there. These are the DMA signals are there. We are discussing DMA signals. In DMA signals, this is the hold pin. Hold pin, what is use of the hold pin? Hold signals indicates that another master is requesting use of the address and data bus. And HDLD indicates that CPU has received the hold request and it gives the bus to the next signal. It gives the bus to the next signal. It gives the bus to the next clock bus. See, what is the meaning of hold? Hold means what? Hold means what? If you give the hold means what? Suppose you are working the two, if you are working with the two different processors there, and if another processor is sent hold to the one processor is there, what is doing is that this processor says that I want to work on your address and data bus. Signal indicates another master is requesting that you can use the address and data bus there. HLDM is what? Our CPU receives the our CPU receives the our receiver receives the data. Our receiver receives the data, and it says that yes, you can use my address and data bus is there. You can use my address and data bus is there. You can use address and data bus is there. So this is the hold and HLD1. This is called a DMA pins are there. HLD is low after the, means if one pin is low, then other should be high is there. Then these are the pins which is the 20 pin number, and pin number 40 is we have to use the VCC and ground is there. We have to use the VCC and ground. VCC and ground is used for the pin number 20 and pin number 40 is there. Okay, this the address and data bus are there. See, it is basically group of communication lines where are transferring for between the different units device to the peripherals. See, here is we have to connect, how to connect the memory and input device to other bus are there. How many bus are there? You have to connect here. This is the address bus, data bus, and control bus. Address bus, data bus, and the control bus are the three different buses are there. You have to connect it to the memory, input, output, and output variables are. So this is the 8022 higher order bus. D0 D7 are the lower order bus are there. Okay. So what is the meaning of the address bus? See, address bus is unidirectional. You must remember this thing. Address bus is unidirectional and group of 16 lines. See in diagram, your start from only here is there. Here your transfer from here, there is no return path is there. There is no return path is there. Okay, there is no return path is there. Here is not a return path is there. Here is not a return path is there. So it is only a unidirectional. This is a unidirectional address bus is there. Unidirectional address bus is there. Okay. Then it is 16 bit is there. You know that 2 raised to 16 is 64k. You also know that, remember in previous lecture. Then data bus is between the, you transfer the data, which you have to carry data from data to binary form between microprocessor and peripheral devices. It is the 8 bit and it is the bidirectional. It is a bidirectional. It is a bidirectional. You must remember this thing. Address bus is unidirectional, but data bus are bidirectional. Why bidirectional? It sends that value to the ALU also, and you take the value from this ALU and transfer to the memory location is there. So it is a bidirectional data is there. It is a bidirectional data is there. Okay. Then control bus. What is use of the control bus? It's combination of various signal lines carry the control signals are there. And these are used for the control the whole activity of 8085, which is the generated specific control signals to the 8085 there. So this is the control signals are there. Multiplex we were discussing previously. For the I will highlight all the 2 minutes are there. Then we'll go to the timing diagram is there. We will see, this is the pin diagram of 8085. This is the pin diagram of the 8085 is there. Here is a pin diagram, but you have to remember this thing is pin diagram is there. First, you have to use the address bus. First, this is the higher order address bus is there, and this is the lower order address bus and higher, sorry, this is the higher order bus, this is the lower order bus. So these are the pins, which is the pins are, how to remember the pins, see, 16-bit pins are there. Okay, then what is, okay, see, I'm writing here, then you can understand. See, the 16 pins are for your data and address bus are there. Okay, then 6 pins for the interrupts. Okay, these are the address and data bus is there. Okay, then six pins are the interrupts are there. Okay, 6 pins are the interrupts are there. 2 pins for the clock pulses. 2 pins for the clock pulses are there. Okay, then 2 pins for the clock pulses are there. Then this is the ready, hold, and reset pins are reset and reset out pins for the interrupts. Reset and reset in for the reset all the internal data of the 8085, and reset out is you have to use the peripheral data is there. Okay. Then DMA pins are, these are DMA pins. Input output read write are the DMA pins. This S0 S1 and input output is give the working of the 8085. You have to read where you have to read in memory read or memory read or input output read is given by there, and this is the AL is there for your address and latch bus are there. Okay, and this is the for the serial communication combination we have to use the serial input part is there is there. Okay, so this is the working of all the pins in the 8085 there. So if you correct me, I'm creating the one table is there, and tell me if I'm remaining anything is there. Just we are discussing the pins are there. So first is the data and address bus. Address bus pins are there. How many pins are? 16 pins are there. One is for the trigger, which is ALE pin. It is the one pin is there. So this address will be completed. Okay. Then another pin is the VCC and ground. VCC and ground. This pin is the, how many pins are there? 2 pins are there. Okay. Then another pin is the clock pins are there. You have to connect the external clock to them. External clock to them. How many pins are there? We require the 2 pins are there. Okay. Then another pin is the, how many pins? Another clock pins is there. Then interrupt pins. How many interrupts are there? Interrupts are interrupts are 6 interrupts are there. Okay, how many interrupts are there? Trap 6.5, 7.5, 6.5, 5.5, interrupt and interrupt requests are there. So these are the 6 pins are there. Okay, then 2 pins for the reset, RESET. Reset is there. How many pins? 2 pins are there. Reset it and reset out is there. Again, we have to require the serial input communication. Serial input communication, we have only 2 pins are there. For serial input communication, we have 2 pins are there. CSID and SOD is there. Then 3 pins for the 3 pins for the, where 3 pins are the 3 pins are the input output read and write is there. Okay, so how many pins are there? How many pins are there? Okay, how many pins you have to complete it? See, 34. So 6 pins are remaining. What are the 6 pins? 6 pins. How many 6 pins are remaining? This is the hold, then HLDA, then clock out, then S0 and S1, and another one is remaining. Which one is remaining? Anybody tell me which one is remaining? These are 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Which one is remaining? Which one pin is remaining? HLDA is HOLD is remaining. Hold HLDA, clock out, clock in, H0, H1. Which one is remaining? Tell me which one is remaining. Nobody give the answer. Hello.
Mhm.
VCC and ground is already given is there. This is the VCC and ground is there. This is the VCC and ground is there. 2 pins are there. VCC ground is given. Then 2 clock is given. Interrupt 6 are given. Reset in, reset out is there. Serial H0, H1 is given. 3 pins for read, write, and is there. Then hold pin HLDA, clock out pin H0 and S1 is there. So which one is remaining? Clock is already given is there. Ground is also given. VCC is given. Input, these are 3 pins. 3 AL is given. This addition is okay. One pin is remaining, ready pin is remaining. See, this is the ready pin. One pin is remaining, the ready pin. We are not discussing the ready pin. Okay. So one pin is the ready pin. One pin is the ready pin. This says for the our PC is not ready to work or not. This the ready pin is remaining. This is the ready pin. One pin is remaining, which the ready pin is there. So this is the ready pin. So you must remember this way. Address and data bus for 16 pin AL is the one, clock and ground is the, sorry, VCC and ground are the 2 pins. Clock are the 2, then interrupt 6, reset, serial, and 3 pins are there. And there is the hold edge delay, clock is the ready pins are there. Okay, some remaining pin is the ready pin. You must remember this ready pin is there. Okay, so this is the work pin diagram of our all 14 pins are there. 40 pins I see there. We are discussing the diagram is timing diagram is there. First I will take the attendance, then we will go for the timing diagram is there. See, ready pin is required. Ready pin is required to ready our processor is ready or not. If you have any difficulty, ask me. Then go to the timing diagram is there. If you have any difficulty, if you don't understand anything, I will give the 2 minutes for that. Then we will go to the ask any questions. Everybody is present in classroom or not? Present आहेत ना सगळेजण? Okay, if you understand means 8085, if you understand very well in 8085, then we will take less time to working with the 8051 is there. I'm not going in deep with all the pins are there. We are discussing the pins in shortly and then go to the program is there, because main part of the 8051 is the program. That's why I'm working on the architecture and pattern with more work on this, because when you go to the 8051, then we don't waste a lot of time on your architecture or just go for the programming is there, because programming part is very important in 8051 is there, because lot of programming is there. This programming also with the interfacing also in program with the interfacing of the 8051 is there. Here is simple programming in 8085. We have to only brief program with addition, subtraction, multiplication. These are the programmings are very simple program 8085 there. But for the 8051, we are taking the program of the motor also, how to rotate the motor. We are discussing this point in the 8051. So we are take more focus on the programming in 8051 is there. Here we are more focused on the architecture and pin diagram, because same architecture and pin diagram somewhat difference in there. I am discussing the difference on this. Then we are discussing the just in 2 minutes we are discussing this one. Then we'll stop there. 2 minutes. Okay, this is the timing diagram of our 8085. This is the timing diagram of 8085. How it works. See, these are the T states. These are the T states are there. You can see the T states means this is the first T states means first clock is there. This is the second clock is there. This is the third clock is there. Okay, and this is the fourth clock is there. Okay, these are the clocks are there. So these clocks are working on that. You have to instruction will be work is there. So what is the instruction is there? This is the instruction location is there. Age, what is the, how many bits are there? 16-bit location are there. And this is the move a comma b. Move a comma b is the, what is the, it is a instruction. What is the instruction? What is the meaning of a comma b is there? The value present in B is transferred to the A is there. Value present in B is transferred to the A is there. A is the accumulator is there, and B is the register is there. See, hex code of this instruction move A comma B is 78. Hex code of this move A comma B is the 78. Hex code of the this move A comma B is the 78 is there. Okay, so how it is works, I am saying for your ALE, for that ALE we are discussing this ALE. Here is the ALE is there, not go to the read and write. Here is the ALE. What is the meaning of the ALE? When ALE is high, when ALE is high, what will happen? Our address bus, it act as a whole address bus. 80 to A15 16 bit is act as address bus. So in that case, this A000, this is the higher order 00 is there. This is the higher order. This is the higher order bit. It is connected to the here, and this is the lower order bit. It is connected here is there. So this is the location where this is the what this is the data. 78 is the data code is there, and this is the address you have put here is there when AL is high. When AL is the high, we have to transfer the data, means you have to transfer the value of this location, which is the 78 is there, which is the 78 is there. Okay. Then write means you have to write the data from write means where what you have to write the data in accumulator. So this active after fetch the location from this location side, which is the 16 bit, which is given by the AL is high. When AL is low, when AL is low, you have to read the data. This is the low. Why it is low? When it is low, it is act as a read is there. When it is low, it is act as a read is there. When it is low, when this read pin is will be low, then you have to fetch data from your base register B to the accumulator. So read is there and write pin is high, then you have to not write the data. So write pin is high and you have to working with the memory. See here we working with the memory. Which memory? Our input output memory. So we are this memory is the low is there. So your memory is the low is there. Samadla, understood? Input memory means what? Your memory should be low, your read should be low, your write should be high, and for first purpose means what? For first half cycle, for first t state, the ALE should be high, so you can read the 16-bit data. For next cycle, you have to read the data, so you have to read the pin should be low, and all the function is done by using memory. So you have to use input slash memory bar. Meaning of memory bar is that you have to low the memory is there. You have to working with the memory of your 8085 is there. If you are taking the memory from the input peripheral device, then you have to this pin should be high is there. You have to take the data from the memory which is present in your 8085. So we have to use the memory is the low function. This is the function of ALE works is there. Our aim is the how the ALE is work. ALE is work when this pin is high, then ALE will be. Okay, we have to stop the data. Stop. ठीक आहे, बाकी मग आपण थांबूयात, स्टॉप करूयात. ओके, नेक्स्ट लेक्चरला आपण बघूयात व्यवस्थित.